97% of desperate people make the same mistake when a billionaire offers to save their dying mother. They read the contract. I didn't. And when Min-Jae found me unconscious in his $50,000 Herman Miller chair, I thought my life was over. Instead, he destroyed his $78,000 phone, blamed me, and engineered a debt trap so perfect I'd be his prisoner for 2 years. But here's what nobody tells you about obsessive-compulsive Korean billionaires who haven't touched another human in 5 years. When his fingers finally brushed my skin, he gasped like a drowning man breaking the surface. And I realized this gorgeous, broken man hadn't just trapped me. He'd been searching for me his entire life. And now that he'd found me, he'd never let me go. If you've ever had 13 days to save someone you love, you already know why I said yes to a man I should have run from. Hit subscribe because what happens next reveals what happened when I tried to break free, and trust me, you won't see it coming. Morrison didn't look up when I entered. Former military, you could tell from the way he sat, spine straight even while reviewing paperwork at 11 p.m. You've been here 2 weeks, never late, never complain. You take the graveyard shifts nobody wants. I stood perfectly still. Stillness reads as confidence when you're too exhausted to fake it. I need the hours, sir. He finally looked at me. Eyes like old nickels, sharp, assessing, seeing right through my carefully maintained composure. How many jobs? 3. Jesus Christ. He sat back. When do you sleep? When I've earned it? Something shifted in his expression. Recognition, maybe. He'd seen my type before. People running so fast they couldn't afford to stop because there was no safety net beneath them. I've got an assignment. Premium client, penthouse floors, Castellano building on Wacker Drive. $30 an hour. Double time after 40. And a $500 weekly bonus if you last the full 7 days. My mental calculator fired instantly. $30 an hour. Even at 40 hours, that's $1,200 weekly. With the bonus, $1,500. 4 weeks, almost $7,000. Still nowhere near $140,000 for mom's surgery, but... What's the catch? Morrison's smile was grim. The client is... particular. Particular how? Obsessive-compulsive disorder. Severe. Everything has a place. Everything has a process. You move a book 1 inch left, he'll know. There's a 20-page manual for daily tasks. Breakfast alone has 3 pages. I'd cleaned for rich people before. How bad could it be? I can handle particular. Can you handle being fired for breathing wrong? Morrison leaned forward. I've sent 12 people in 6 months. Average tenure is 4 days. Longest anyone lasted was 3 weeks. She left crying. Why keep taking the contract? Because he pays triple market rate. On time. Every time. He pulled out a manila folder. The client is Min-Jae Castellano. You heard of him? Everyone in Chicago knew Min-Jae Castellano, 32-year-old Korean-American tech mogul, venture capitalist, billionaire who owned half the South Loop, worth more than some countries, famously reclusive, no social media, no public appearances. His Wikipedia page had one blurry photo from 5 years ago at a charity gala where he looked ready to murder the photographer. I've heard of him. Then you know he's not normal rich. He's isolated rich. No friends. Doesn't date. Exists in that penthouse like it's a sterile bubble. Sounds lonely. Morrison's eyes hardened. Lonely people are dangerous. They forget how to be human. I thought of Mom in that hospital bed. Thought of how her hands shook now holding water. How she smiled when I visited even though we both knew she was dying. Lonely was survivable. Death wasn't. When do I start? The elevator didn't have buttons, just a card reader. When doors opened on the 58th floor, I forgot how to breathe. Everything geometrically perfect. It wasn't just clean, it was surgical. No walls except around the bedroom. Kitchen all stainless steel and marble. Living area with one black leather sofa positioned exactly perpendicular to windows. One coffee table, one lamp. No photos, no art, no color. It looked like nobody actually lived here. You must be Jasmine. I spun. A woman in her 40s, all black, stood near the kitchen. Blonde hair pulled so tight it looked painful. Yes, ma'am. I'm Victoria, Mr. Castellano's executive assistant. She handed me a tablet. This contains your daily task list, procedures, and schedules. 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., Sunday through Saturday. Your first shift starts now. I took the tablet. The screen showed a table of contents. 47 items. Any questions before I go? When will I meet Mr. Castellano? Victoria's expression didn't change, but something cold flickered in her eyes. If you're lucky, never. If you're unlucky, soon. Follow the manual exactly. Don't improvise. Don't be helpful. Don't rearrange anything. Don't touch anything on his desk. Don't enter his bedroom unless explicitly instructed. That seems... I'm not finished. Victoria's voice could freeze vodka. Don't use the guest bathroom on 59th floor. Don't adjust the thermostat. Don't open the curtains. Don't close them. Don't play music. Don't hum. Don't wear perfume. Don't eat from the refrigerator. Don't sit on furniture. My head spun. Is there anything I can do? Clean. Exactly as instructed. Mr. Castellano will know if you deviate even slightly. And when he notices something wrong... She paused. People don't last long after that. One more thing. If you encounter Mr. Castellano directly, do not touch him. Not a handshake. Not an accidental brush. Nothing. He has severe issues with physical contact. Understood. Good luck, Jasmine. You'll need it. Day 1. Clean the kitchen meant wipe surfaces with specific antibacterial solution. Brand specified, dilution ratio specified. Wash dishes within 3 minutes of use. Water temperature, 115 degrees Celsius exactly. Organize pantry alphabetically by category, then brand, then expiration date. Vacuum in straight lines, north to south, overlapping each pass by exactly 2 inches, 4 hours for what should have been 1 hour job. Day 3. Min-Jae's breakfast required, served at exactly 7 a.m. on the eastern placemat. 4 placemats, each labeled with cardinal directions. Egg white omelet, spinach, tomatoes, no cheese, no seasoning except black pepper. 4 grinds. 1 slice whole grain toast, dry. French press coffee, 4-minute brew, served black at 175 degrees Celsius. Fresh squeezed orange juice, no pulp, specific glass. The manual included photos from multiple angles so I could match it exactly. Day 5. I hadn't seen another human in 3 days. Victoria didn't return. Burton only nodded when I left at 4 a.m. The penthouse was silent except for ventilation hum. Min-Jae remained invisible, a ghost in his own home. Coffee cup left in sink at 6 a.m. Book moved on shelf. Faint scent of expensive cologne near bedroom door, but never the man himself. Little did I know, Min-Jae was watching me through hidden cameras the entire time, studying my every movement, looking for something specific, something that would change both our lives forever. Night 13, 2:47 a.m. I'd been awake 21 hours. Diner shift, retail shift. Now this. Vision blurring at edges. Twice I'd caught myself nodding off standing at the counter. Just finish the kitchen, then sit for 5 minutes. I completed the final checklist item, wiping down the espresso machine, and leaned against the counter. 5 minutes. That's all I needed. I don't remember walking into the office. Don't remember sitting in the chair. But suddenly, I was there, and the leather was so soft, and the chair reclined slightly, and my eyes closed just for a second. I woke to the feeling of being watched. Not paranoid feeling. Certain feeling. Primal awareness of predator eyes on prey. My eyes snapped open. A man stood 3 feet away. He was beautiful. That was my first stupid thought. Not handsome. Not attractive. Beautiful. Like a blade was beautiful. Like winter was beautiful. Cold and perfect and utterly inhuman. "You're in my chair," he said. His voice was quiet, controlled. But underneath, I heard something sharp and barely contained. I shot up so fast the chair rolled backward. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just—" "You fell asleep." "Yes, sir. I'm sorry. It won't happen again." Min-Jae stared at me, didn't blink, didn't move, just stared. I'd never felt so thoroughly seen, like he was cataloging every detail, every flaw, every exhausted line on my face. "You're the new cleaner." "Yes, sir. Jasmine Banks." "You've lasted 2 weeks." "Yes, sir." "Why?" The question caught me off guard. Why what? "Why haven't you quit? Everyone quits." I considered lying, something professional and neutral, but I was too tired for lies. "Because I need the money." Something flickered across his face. Interest maybe. Recognition. "How much?" "Excuse me? How much money do you need?" Min-Jae stepped closer. Not threatening. Deliberate. "Everyone who works for me needs something. Usually prestige. The connection. The story they can tell about working for Min-Jae Castellano." He said his own name like it tasted bitter. "But you don't care about that. You're running on 3 hours of sleep. You've been here 13 nights straight. You fell asleep in my chair because your body literally can't function anymore. So I'll ask again. How much money do you need?" "That's personal." "Is it more than 10,000? I said nothing. "More than 50,000? My jaw tightened. "More than 100,000? I looked away. "My mother needs surgery. Cancer. The treatment costs $140,000 up front. Insurance won't cover it." Silence. When I looked back, Min-Jae's expression had changed. Not softer, but different. Like he'd just solved an equation. "You're trying to earn $140,000 by cleaning houses." "I'm trying to do something. The math doesn't work." "I know that." The words came out sharper than intended. "I know it doesn't work. But what else am I supposed to do? Sit there and watch her die? At least this way I stopped. Swallowed hard. "Don't cry in front of him." Min-Jae tilted his head. "You should have stolen something." "What?" "From my penthouse. My office." He gestured around. "There's over 2 million in art and technology here. You could have taken a laptop. Sold it. Gotten at least 20,000. My stomach dropped. "I would never." "I know." He said it with absolute certainty. "That's why you're still here. Everyone I hire is desperate, but most are desperate and dishonest. You're desperate and inconveniently honest." He turned toward the windows. Chicago waking up beneath us. Sprawl of lights and movement impossibly far from this sterile penthouse. "I'm going to make you an offer." "Mr. Castellano." "Don't interrupt." He didn't raise his voice. Didn't need to. Command came naturally. "You fell asleep in my chair. That's a violation of contract. Morrison's agreement specifies immediate termination for unauthorized use of my personal furniture." My heart stopped. "Please. I need this job. I'll—" "Additionally," Min-Jae continued, "you touched my phone. I didn't—" He pointed to the desk. An iPhone in custom black case sat exactly 3 inches from the edge. "You moved it when you sat down. Probably didn't notice. But it was here. He indicated a spot 2 inches left. Now it's here. I've already destroyed it. I blinked. You. What? Min-Jae pulled a small leather bag from his suit pocket. Inside, crushed remains of the phone. Screen shattered. Case bent. Completely destroyed. Custom device. Encrypted communications. Biometric security. $78,000 to replace. You destroyed a $78,000 phone because I touched it? Yes. He said it so casually. Like destroying expensive electronics because someone contaminated them was just normal. I felt dizzy. I don't have $78,000. I know. I can't pay you back. I know that too. Min-Jae turned to face me fully. In dawn light, his features looked carved from marble, beautiful and cold and absolutely immovable. Here's my offer. You owe me $78,000 for the phone. You owe Morrison $2,000 for breach of contract. That's $80,000 total. I can't. I'm not finished. He moved closer. Close. Enough I could smell his cologne. Expensive. Cedar dark. I'll pay for your mother's surgery. All $140,000. Plus, whatever additional costs arise during treatment and recovery. My breath caught. Why would you? In exchange, you work for me directly. Not as cleaner. As my personal household manager, you'll live on the 59th floor, manage every aspect of this penthouse according to my specifications, prepare my meals, organize my schedule, handle my dry cleaning, maintain the environment exactly as I require. For how long? 2 years. 2 years? You'll be paid $60,000 annually, plus room and board. At the end of 2 years, your debt will be cleared and you're free to leave. My mind raced. 2 years. Live here. Work for him exclusively. That's not... The math doesn't work. 2 years at $60,000 is only $120,000. Plus the ADIO is $200,000. But you said... I said I'd pay for your mother's surgery. That's $140,000. You'll work off the $80,000 you owe me, plus an additional $300,000 penalty for breach of contract and emotional distress caused by contamination of my personal space. $300,000 for emotional distress? Yes. That's insane. That's the offer. This is, you're trapping me. Making me work as indentured servitude. I'm offering you a solution to your problem. My problem that you created by destroying your own phone. You created the problem when you fell asleep in my chair. Min-Jae's voice remained calm, factual. I'm simply responding to the situation as it exists. This is illegal. This is coercion. Is it? He tilted his head. I'm not forcing you to accept. Walk away right now. Burton will escort you out. You'll never see me again. And my mother? Will die in 6 weeks, maybe 8 if she's strong. The cruelty of it, the casual, factual delivery made me want to scream, but he wasn't wrong. He was offering exactly what I needed. Mom would live. The surgery would happen. She'd have a chance. All it cost was 2 years of my life. If I say yes, what are the terms, specifically? You'll have a private suite on 59th floor. Own bedroom, bathroom, living area. You'll work 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily, with 2 hours for personal time and meals. Sundays you'll work reduced hours, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, 8 hours Sunday. Yes. That's 96 hours weekly. That's illegal. You're not hourly. You're salaried household manager. What about seeing my mother? For the first time, something that might have been compassion crossed his face. Might have been. 4 hours every Sunday afternoon to visit your mother. Burton will drive you. Unlimited phone privileges during personal time. And after 2 years, you're free. Contract complete. No strings. I closed my eyes, thought of Mom's smile, thought of her saying, "Baby, you do what you need to do. I'll be fine either way." But she wouldn't be fine. She'd be dead. I need it in writing, every term, every detail, a lawyer to review it. Done. Contract drawn up by 5 p.m. today. Any lawyer you want. I'll even pay their fees. Why are you doing this? The question hung between us. Min-Jae looked at me for a long moment. Really looked. And for one brief, unguarded second, I saw something beneath the ice. Loneliness. The kind with teeth. Because you're the first person in 5 years who didn't quit. And I'm tired of training replacements. Keisha said, flipping pages. And I work in employment law. I've seen a lot of fucked up things. Can I get out of it? Technically, yes. It's not literal slavery. You can terminate any time. But if you terminate early, you're liable for full debt amount plus penalties, which would be, Keisha calculated, approximately $520,000. My stomach dropped. $500,000. Essentially, he structured this so leaving early would bankrupt you for life. You'd never recover financially. So I can't leave. Not without destroying your future, no. Is it legal? Barely. Exploitative as hell, but doesn't technically violate labor laws because you're classified as household manager with professional exemptions. Salary meets minimum requirements. Living arrangements are part of compensation. He's paying for my mother's surgery. I know. Keisha's expression softened. Which is why you're going to sign it. Because what choice do you have? Keisha reached across the desk, squeezed my hand. But here's what you need to understand. This man, Min-Jae Castellano, he's not normal. I did research. Genius. MIT at 16. Built tech empire by 25. But there are rumors about his mental health, about why he never appears in public. He has OCD. Severe. That's part of it. But there's more. His father and younger sister died in a house fire when he was 12. His mother had a breakdown and abandoned him. He was raised by his grandfather who died 5 years ago. Jesus. He's been alone since then. No family, no friends, no relationships, just work and isolation. Keisha tapped the contract. This isn't just about cleaning Jasmine. He's bringing you into his space, his controlled, sterile, perfect space. That means something. It means he needs a servant he can control? Maybe. Or maybe it means he's so desperate for human contact that he's willing to pay someone to tolerate him. The surgery was scheduled for Wednesday. Min-Jae moved with terrifying efficiency. Monday morning, contract signed. Monday afternoon, his lawyers transferred $140,000 to hospital. Tuesday, I quit my other jobs and packed my life into 4 suitcases. Now I stood in my new suite, looking out at Chicago, feeling like I'd stepped through a mirror into a different world. Burton appeared in the doorway. "Mr. Castellano wants to see you. 58th floor, main area." Now. Your mother's surgery is in 36 hours. You'll want to see her before. Yes. Burton will take you at 4 p.m. You have 6 hours. Thank you. He turned to face me. In casual clothes, he looked younger. Almost vulnerable. Almost. We need to establish rules. I read the manual. The manual covers tasks. I'm talking about boundaries. I waited. You will not enter my bedroom unless I'm not present and cleaning is required. You will not touch me. You will not move things without permission. You will not ask personal questions. Understood. I don't do small talk. I don't do friendly conversation. When I speak to you, it's about work. Nothing else. Fine. And if I'm having a difficult day, if I seem agitated or irrational, you will leave me alone unless I specifically request your presence. Something in his voice made me pause. Difficult day? Code for something? OCD episode? Panic attack? Mr. Castellano. Min-Jae. What? You live here now. We'll see each other daily for 2 years. Call me Min-Jae. The intimacy felt wrong, like stepping past an invisible line. Min-Jae, I tried. The name felt strange. If you're having a difficult day, how will I know? How do I help? His jaw tightened. You don't help. You just exist. Quietly. At a distance. Okay. Silence stretched. I could hear my own heartbeat. Could hear the faint hum of the city 60 floors below. Why did you really do this? I asked. You could have just fired me. Didn't have to destroy your phone. Didn't have to create this elaborate debt situation. Min-Jae's eyes met mine. For the first time, I saw something real in them. Something that wasn't control or calculation. Fear. Because when you touched my phone, something happened. What happened? I didn't panic. The words landed like stones in still water. I always panic when people touch my things. Always. It's automatic. But when you touched the phone, I felt something else. What? He looked away. I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know what it was. And I need to know. I need to understand why you're different. I'm not different. I'm just a person. No. He shook his head. Everyone is just a person. But when you're near me, something changes. The usual noise in my head gets quieter. I felt it too. I'd been trying to ignore it, trying to pretend it was just exhaustion or stress or fear. But standing here, 3 feet from Min-Jae Castellano, I felt it. A pull, a draw, like gravity had shifted and he was the center. I should go, I said. See my mother. Yes. Neither of us moved. Min-Jae? Yes? This arrangement, it's business, just business, right? His smile was brief and bitter. Is that what you want it to be? I don't know what I want. I just know I need my mother to live. Then yes, it's business. Just business. But the way he looked at me, the way his eyes tracked my movement as I walked to the elevator, told a different story. Baby, tell me the truth. How did you get this money? I'd rehearsed the lie. Alone. A grant. A miracle. But looking into her eyes, eyes that had seen through every lie I'd ever told, I couldn't do it. I made a deal. What kind of deal? The kind where I work for 2 years and at the end, you're alive and I'm free. Her grip tightened. Who owns you, baby? Nobody owns me. Don't lie to me. Who owns you? His name is Min-Jae Castellano. He's a billionaire. He's paying for your surgery, and in exchange, I work for him. I manage his house. That's all. For 2 years? Yes. And what does he get? Really? Because no man pays $140,000 for a housekeeper. I don't know, Mom. I honestly don't know what he wants. Mama Claire pulled me down, pressed our foreheads together. Listen to me. You're strong. You're smart. But you're also my baby, and I know when you're in over your head. I can handle this. Can you? Because I've been alive 56 years, and I know how the world works. Men like that, rich men, powerful men, broken men, they don't do charity. They take, and they keep taking, until there's nothing left. He's not like that. How do you know? I didn't have an answer. He's making sure you get the best care, I said, showing her the text. Mama Claire read it, then looked at me with something between pity and fear. Oh, baby, that's how it starts. The kindness, the generosity, the feeling like maybe, just maybe, he's not as bad as you thought. Mom. And then one day you wake up and realize you can't leave. Not because of the contract, not because of the money, but because somewhere along the way, you started caring about him. And that's when you're truly trapped. I won't let that happen. You think you can control it? Mama Claire's smile was sad. You can't control who you fall for, baby. You can only control what you do about it. The phone buzzed again. Min-Jae, get some rest. Tomorrow changes everything. I stared at the message. Tomorrow changes everything. He was right. Tomorrow, my mother would have a chance at life, and I would belong to Min-Jae Castellano. The question I couldn't answer, the question that would haunt me for the next 2 years, was simple. What exactly did belong mean to a man who couldn't stand to be touched? What did he want from me that was worth $140,000? And why did part of me, a traitorous, terrifying part, want to find out? I'd been awake for 32 hours. Couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Mom's face. Heard her warning, that's when you're truly trapped. At 6:58 a.m., the surgical team wheeled her past. Already sedated, eyes closed, breathing steady through oxygen mask. I pressed my hand to the glass partition. Please, please let this work. 6 hours of wearing a path in linoleum. 6 hours of Burton silently offering coffee I couldn't drink. Food I couldn't eat. 6 hours of my phone staying silent. Min-Jae hadn't texted, hadn't called. I hated that I noticed. At 1:47 p.m., Dr. Singh emerged. Face unreadable, practice neutrality of someone who delivered both miracles and tragedies with the same expression. Ms. Banks? My legs nearly gave out. Burton stood, moved closer, ready to catch me if I fell. How is she? Dr. Singh smiled. Actually, smiled. The surgery went perfectly. We removed 90% of the tumor mass. Remaining cancer cells will be treated with targeted chemotherapy, but the prognosis is excellent. Your mother has a real chance now. But here's what I didn't know yet. What nobody tells you about making deals with obsessive-compulsive billionaires. The contract was just the beginning. What Min-Jae really wanted from me couldn't be written on paper. And when I finally discovered the truth, it would destroy everything I thought I knew about him, about myself, and about what it means to truly belong to someone. New videos drop daily. Subscribe now because you won't want to miss what happens when I discover the real reason Min-Jae brought me into his life. And trust me, it has nothing to do with cleaning.